Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another track feedback stream with me, Human Synthetics. I hope you're well. Just jumping into the chat, Ted. Yeah, no, I can turn the form back on quickly. I've probably got more than I can listen to, but I'm going to try and squeeze everyone in. So give me a second, and I'll confirm. I was going to do a post to just say I've stopped taking submissions now, but it's like a couple of hours ago, so I thought there probably wouldn't be any more. Okay, that should work now. You got one more. Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey DJ Fuzzy Logic, hey Future World Machines, hey Sparky Optrix, hey Pretend Passing. Yeah, got lots of music to listen to. If Ted can get Squeaker's tune in, then we'll have 16 to get through. And I think I'm just going to hit the ground running. Yo, hey Imprints. Ho ho ho. Yeah, do you like the jumper? Oh, good. Me too, Sparky Optrix. Hey Distant Lands. Hey Kai. Welcome. Yo, Emil. How are we doing? Good to see so many of you here. I'm just sorting something out with loading the Twitch chat. Good. Okay, cool. Hey James, Jimmy, hey Arky, how are we doing? Yo, Ned Rush. Always a pleasure. Hope you're well. Yeah, this will be my last stream before Christmas, I think, and then potentially not again until the new year. So having a little bit of a Christmas break. Yeah, live feedbacks are surprisingly always really popular, more popular than I think they're going to be. I did think, I could just do that every day, really. I'd probably get enough music that I could get sent it, that I could just, I didn't have a day job, a fair part of my output could just be listening to other people's music. Hey Guitar Guy, Will. Yeah, Sparky Optrix, it is good. It's really great to hear where people are at and to kind of benchmark your own music against others and get inspired by other people's tunes and stuff. So, oh, Ned, thank you. Appreciate that, bruv. Okay, cool. Well, we will hit the ground running. Ted, if you let me know if you've managed to submit something. So I haven't got any visualizer this evening. I tried to set all that up, but it crashed right at the last moment. I thought, let's just keep it simple. We'll just show the SoundCloud so that everyone can see who the artist is and see where they can follow them and what the tune's called and all that good stuff. Probably, I was probably overcomplicating it anyway. And I think people are just quite happy to like hang out, chat and listen, aren't they? So more feedback than friends, that is true. Although I've got everyone here, haven't I? So you're all my friends. Right, okay. So you've got a mixed bag of stuff tonight. So I think we'll just get cracking. I bought SoundCloud Go so that I'm not going to get interrupted with ads or anything. So we can just keep listening. And this first one is by Newtype. Newtype has had music on these track feedback streams before. And yeah, I think the last one was Replicant that I played, and that was really popular. Everyone really liked that. So yeah, I'll just, as part of the submission form, I said, tell me a little bit about you and your music. Feel free to add a little bit about where you're at. Do you have any specific issues with the music you're submitting that you'd like me to address? And yeah, I know Newtype personally. Actually, we had a great night out of listening sessions the other week, and we got to hear our tunes on a big system, and it was really good. And this was one of them that Newtype played, and it's called Crepuscular Rays. So we'll just jump straight into it. This is D&B, and Newtype says just deep progressive D&B. That's the only comment. So yeah, let's go. See what you think. Might need to adjust volumes as I go, so yeah, I'd call this liquid. I think liquid would be a good description for this. Yeah, sick bass in this one. Yeah, big up, that was Newtype. A lot of love for that one, I feel. Jimmy, yeah, certainly I'll make sure that not everything is public. So this tune is actually private. So I wonder what Newtype's plans are for this one. I think maybe a release at some point in the new year. But yeah, I completely agree with like what everyone was feeling there. And I've heard, I have had the privilege of hearing this a couple of times now, actually. So what I really dig is I love the piano textures, and I think Newtype is really good at contrast between his textures and musical parts in his tunes. Also, I really love the thing he does with his like turnarounds at the end of kind of the musical phrases. This kind of thing. Stuff like that. Those kind of clever little switches, which I think just make a huge difference in kind of liquid tunes and stuff, because the whole thing is supposed to be, or you want it to be rolling and kind of hypnotic and, contrasting textures, contrasting rhythms, and how often things are repeating. You want it to feel like, I think really hypnotic, flowing. But also that can be, sustaining that with interest can be difficult sometimes, without changing the vibe, changing the energy of the tune too much, I feel. I think like my only thought on that, I don't think Newtype's actually in the chat this evening, but like, towards the end, it might be nice to just bring in some like higher register element. I have heard the tune a few times though, which kind of just like, and obviously this is being presented in the context of a feedback stream. So just listening to it and saying maybe what I might add to it, but it's a completely finished track, and really it's release ready. The mix sounds incredible, and I know Newtype actually works with like a mix engineer to mix his tunes and stuff, and I think you can really hear that it sounds gorgeous. So yeah, that was Crepuscular Rays, a nice kind of very like modern timbre liquid tune. Yeah, super good track for sure. But yeah, if you want to get Newtype is I think just SoundCloud /Newtype -UC. So I will link the artists afterwards in the description. You might not be able to listen to the tune, but you'll be able to give them a follow. So soundcloud.com /Newtype -UC. And the tune was Crepuscular Rays. But yeah, another sick one from Newtype. I think he's really got a sound, which is kind of like what everyone wants, isn't it? That's what I want when I make music. I want people to think, oh, that sounds like a Human Synthetics tune. It sounds like Alex made that. It sounds like me. You can hear me in it. And then I think this is exactly what this tune delivers. So, great space, great mix, great tune. All right, I think we've got more D&B up next, or more. I'm only saying that because we've got a tune from Distant Lands, and I know Distant Lands has kind of sent jungly D&B bits before. And this tune is called Beats Must Flow. So Distant Lands has given me just one sentence on this. I've been working on this one for a while now. I think it's pretty much there. Any thoughts? Thanks in advance. So yeah, let's give this one a listen. Beats must flow. Love that sound. Very nice. It's a nice break. Very nice. June.
What a reality to experience. Process that cannot be understood or stopped.
Jimmy, yeah, totally. The Lynch version is just insane. I watched that for the first time not too long ago. It's, yeah. Hey, Geology. Yeah, very good tune from Distant Lands, Beats Must Flow. I love that little... that's really nice. That's totally my cup of tea. Great tune. I was going to say the best Distant Lands tune I've heard thus far on a track feedback stream, and I think Distant Lands has submitted stuff every time since, or for the last few. This is my favourite, or this is like that's kind of resonating most with me. Really like the choice of the choice of sounds. I like the sound world. I like the vibe and the kind of atmosphere and the space of the piece. I think everything works really well together. There's nothing that kind of sticks out in a bad way. Everything is just fits nicely in a cohesive universe of its own, if you like, or kind of world of its own. The sound world. I wonder if I kind of like how it unfolds and the sample in the middle. The breaks are really good. The bass line is totally my thing with like less is more. Really, really nailed it on the bass line. I love stuff like that. And yeah, really nice flow, nice arc. I guess if I maybe Distant Lands has said, I've been working on this for a while and I think it's pretty much there. Any thoughts? What was it? Yeah, any thoughts? Yeah, so I think it definitely, you've got like the arc of the piece and all of the parts. I think it would just be, I would probably like to spend a couple of hours on this, just going through and kind of building the tension at the end of every 8 or 16 bars by cutting breaks out and stuff, and just kind of making some more space and more dynamic moments for when everything kicks back in. If it was me as well, I'd probably do more to kind of build the sections a little bit, so like build the tension in them and add parts in as they unfolded. Like, I probably wouldn't bring the bass in straight away. For instance, I'd probably do more to kind of let that pad something that, you know, really tighten those percussive elements up and like have them unfolding and almost breathing as you go through the tune. I also might be tempted, like the second break comes in quite. I might be tempted to do some like A/B switching with those two. So just keep the first break, yeah. And then switch that one and then back to just the one break and then bring them in both together a bit later on, just to make the most of like the parts, I think is what I'd be tempted to do with this one. But I really like the breakdown. It's quite it's quite a coincidence you've used that sample, because following on from Newtype, who I know has it in a tune as well. I've heard it in a few tunes as well, but it is a good sample, so it's fine. What have we got here? Yeah, no, very, very nice big sound. So a couple of areas where there was a bit of repetition, perhaps that's a real nitpick. Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, no, I think that's the best one I've heard from Distant Lands, or certainly my favourite. So yep. Nice work. Let's push on. We've got RJ Mccreedy next. Jimmy in the chat. James in the chat. Let's load this one up. Yeah, I liked it too. Future World Machines. I thought that was a banger. Best one. I think if I think I would probably just go through and add those little finishing touches between sections. It could be called done now, but like I think that would like push it on the extra 10%. That's where I love adding all those little finishing bits in. But like vibe, flow, all that stuff is there. Groove, that's the hard thing. It's easy, but it's hard. It's easy to get a groove, but it's also easy to mess the groove up very quickly and to change it, So yeah, very nice tune. Distant Lands, Beats Must Flow. I've added that to the track Humans Effects track feedback playlist. So if you do submit music and you have it as public, I will just add it to that so others can go and follow and everything. So this is RJ Mccreedy. No, I don't want to do that. I'll add this to the playlist as well. No comments on this one, but yeah, Distant Lands. That's a really best work yet, or the work of yours I've liked the most. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I think maybe another couple of hours just adding in some more little fills and silences at the end of every 8 or 16 bars as the tune flows. Maybe exploring a bit of a call and response between the breaks before they both come in fully. So this is really powerful, Yeah, good tune. Okay, this is RJ Mccreedy. The track is called It Was Like That When I Got Here. Jimmy, if you've got anything you want to put in the chat about this one, but I'll just give it a spin. Yeah, lots of good stuff. There's always too many good points to talk to often. So okay, all right, we've done 3 of the 16, and we're half an hour through. So okay, let's go. stuff like the radio stuff. That's cool. Yeah, I'm totally surprised at the vibe of like what I get sent sometimes. It can be such a mixed bag. As in, not necessarily quality-wise, genre-wise, I mean. I do get the odd bit of breakcore. Future World Machines, yeah, so true. Some Tiny Tim. DJ Fuzzy Logic, yeah. Completely agree. Is there a shakuhachi in there? Yeah, big up. That was RJ Mccreedy. It was like that when I got here. Big tune. Yeah, Pound Shop Burial was the comment by the artists themselves. And I think while it does give Burial a flavour of that two-step flavour, I think it just sounds a bit more polished. Ted Rosner downloaded this track, might play it on my radio show. Big up, yeah, nice one. If Jimmy's still about, did you hear that? Quality as always, RJ, loved it. Yeah, having worked with Jimmy for a time now, I would say much like the two tunes that have come, or certainly like Newtype's tune, Distant Lands is an artist I'm still, was still getting to know submissions and stuff, so I don't know as well as Newtype or RJ Mccreedy, but this certainly sounds like Jimmy, so this certainly sounds like him as an artist, which is quite a diverse range of influences that can go from jungle ragga one moment to like piano pieces or electro or garage or house or dub or whatever. So he's certainly an eclectic artist, and I think that this track kind of like someone else said, it squeezes so many great ideas and surprises squeezed into one track, and I think this is case in point. Great bass line, great compelling drum pattern, great break, great use of kind of texture and choice of sound, samples, whatever, synths, orchestration, call it what you will. Really like the breakdown, really like the kind of radio snippets that you've got and the little kind of compelling vocal. Love the kind of FM square bass, square wave bass line, nice and simple. Yeah, I think it's got I guess this is vague dubby two-step number going for a liminal vibe. I think it certainly gives a liminal vibe. And to me, when I first heard this, it kind of reminded me of those YouTube playlists that are like music for hacking or music for future garage, music for coding. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. Future garagey stuff. And I'm always down for a bit of two-step in garage, and particularly the more futury stuff and the more the really textural burial-esque stuff. Yeah, of course, we all love burial, don't we? Everyone's got. He's as important as Aphex Twin in a way. Snare sounds like a tennis ball. It does. It's got a real. It does sound like a tennis ball. Yeah, it's got that real like woody sound. Finding that kind of snare is tricky. Music for hacking playlists, Ned. Yeah, so like there's when I'm at work, I often just put on like music for like lo-fi girl and stuff like that, or like any of the other suggested playlists that come from that. Things like Cryo Chamber as well is another channel that I like to listen to at work, along with like Dungeon Synth stuff. But one of them that sometimes gets suggested to me is like music for hacking or music for coding, or deep focus future garage stuff. And it's really, really good actually. And it's just, you see all these artists you've never heard of from all over the world making this amazing stuff. So Dungeon Synth West, yeah. Dungeon Synth is like, it's a bit like, if you played some kind of fantasy RPG on any console or any, an old Atari or something like that, it might be like the kind of intro stuff that you'd hear on that, or like quest music if you were playing any kind of that type of game. And it's often, it's quite difficult to describe, but it's synthesizer based. A lot of it's like Scandinavian, and you get like a bit kind of crosses over with black metal a little bit as well, but also very melodic, very synthetic, very analog, very it's worth checking out if you just like search Dungeon Synth on YouTube. Good music for hacking. Or as my dad says, that fucking disco. Okay. Yeah, I can probably find you a good one. So I'll do that while but Dungeon Synth, I can certainly recommend Dungeon Synth Archives on YouTube. Again, Cryo Chamber, Cryo Crypt. There's also good Dungeon Synth stuff on there. They're two of the channels that I like the most. So yeah, there's a Chill Music Lab is a good channel. There's one on there called it's Hacker Chill Step. Oh,
so what's this?
That's so funny. Chill Music Lab. I can't guarantee all of it is good, but I do Hacker Chill Step. I forgot about all this stuff, but some of it is really good. Some of it's like, this is excellent. The production is insane. And I don't think it's AI or anything, because I was listening to this. I've been listening to it for a few years now. Yeah, this is great. Work music, ultimate mix for deep focus and efficiency. And the thumbnail just says success music. So this is why I listen to. This is what. Or like music with like pictures of Limitless on it and stuff. Okay, we've been sidetracked, but another great tune from RJ Mccreedy, really diverse output, and it's always great to hear what he's working on, because it's always so different and, you know, pretty original in his own way. Yeah, Ted, they're good, aren't they? Music, I think it's the thumbnails that I like the most, but some of them, like, I would some of it is really, really good. Just like the production side of it. Future Garage. The Future Garage one's quite good. After a while, they do all sound the same. But, yeah. Some of it is great. Some of it's really good. Like, wavy stuff. Did anyone ever, like, was into wave? Like, kind of a bit like, like, it's the kind of thing... I can't remember. I'll get too sidetracked, falling down a rabbit hole with it, but like it's almost a bit like chill step hip hop stuff, like really synthy. And I can't remember the DJ who is Ted. Who's the DJ who wears football shirts and like he like DJs in front of a picture of his face and all that. What's his name? Yeah, Ned. They do 1.2 million. I think because there's loads of students, aren't there? There's loads of young people studying all the time, and YouTube's a great place to just to like find bot playlists. They could be bot playlists, but like some of them, I would definitely give like some of them are pretty good, or they're certainly good like just slush music to listen to. They're good background music for sure. You know, there's nothing on there that you'd give it a try. Give it a try with open ears. See what you think. I can't remember the DJ now that I was thinking about. Anyway, we must press on. But that was a great tune from RJ Mccreedy, and I would encourage you to check out some hacker chill step when you can. Okay, so right, Future World Machines, you're up next. This one's called Detroit 1. All this up here. Okay. See if I've got any comments on this. Don't know if I have. No. If there's anything you want to add to this, Future World Machines.
Imagination. Imagination. Imagination.
Future World Machines, all your stuff is good. like little breaths. Great. Oh, William Orbit, yeah.
Imagination.
I love this glassy like FM pad. Hey Jim. Some ESCM vibes. Nice work. Yeah, big tune from Future World Machines. Detroit 1. Consistently good output. I guess this is all from this Detroit EP, everything that's been submitted so far. Great amen, great bass line, great little vocal samples. I love the kind of compelling, arpeggiated line with the glassy pad behind it. Kind of fits within the world of all the other tunes that I've heard of Future World Machines, and having that kind of consistency in voice and stuff that we've spoken about is really, you know, if you can maintain a kind of steady voice, even if you're changing between genres and styles slightly, it's that's a really big win, you know. If you so yeah, I love anything that has let's go. It's such a great trick because you can unfold chords behind it and the harmony changes and the way everything fits together changes, even though you've just got a static kind of repetitive arp line. I think that's why you know, it's a great writing trick actually, is if you're you know, a great like melodic harmonic trick is just to have a little repeating melodic motif that's compelling and to change the chords behind it. We all kind of know this, but it's not necessarily obvious. It was something that I kind of realised, like listening to, I don't know, Black Sabbath and something, you might get these kind of riffs that were carrying on with the chords and the stuff changing behind it, and it was really quite powerful because like nothing's changing on the lead line that everyone's listening to. It's kind of the whole harmony and the shape of the music. Yeah, Future World Machines, that was sick. I love that kind of pad sound. Beautiful. What's that made on? Very glassy, almost like an FM type of thing. Yeah, great amen pattern. Totally my type of bass line as well, that. And some great bass lines this evening. Another kind of really great, compelling 808 bass line. Less is more with those, and you really can get away with, you know, very, very little in terms of pitches, roots and fifths and octaves. You know, you can do, if you just went between those, it would probably be pretty good. Korg Triton Extreme VST, nice. I've been eyeing that up, you know, for years, the Triton. Just for stuff like that, because it sounds like that. Yeah, really good. Great work. I think that's what else was off this EP? This Detroit EP, because I think this could be my favourite one off that. We had the far away. Yeah. I don't think we had Control. Potentially, Detroit 1 is definitely my favourite from this. Love those breaths and the little vocal sample. They really attach it to like give it the human aspect. I guess my only thought would be I'd love to hear more of it. I'd love to hear it unfold a bit longer, and to explore some more chops and patterns and stuff. It kind of gives me like a PFM vibes, and like one thing that PFM does quite often is like things will stay the same melodically, things will stay quite consistent, just coming in and out, but the break will really switch up, or like a different pattern will come in. It'll be the break that's driving the change after a breakdown later in the tune. That could be something cool to explore with the Amen. Stick with the Amen only, but like explore different chops with it. Yeah, big tunes on the Detroit EP. Great, good work, Future World Machines. Okay, we've listened to 4 so far. We need to press on. Great music so far, people. Okay, this one is by Ed5813, and I've got some notes on this, so I'm just going to pull this up here. It's called Ride Untitled, and let's see what this says. Yeah. Okay, this track was 95% arranged with most of the layers a year ago, and then I hit a wall with it. Just couldn't get a bass line to work with everything else. Left it and came back to it. Still not entirely happy with it. Has some light mixing and mastering, but nothing beyond some basics. Went through a stage during lockdowns of writing fairly prolifically. I think that was definitely true for me too, and for a lot of us, I feel. But I feel like I've hit a bit of a wall and just producing the same old thing all the time. On the specific track, I was pretty happy with all the various layers, but think it needs a bit more space now. Not sure. Okay, let's give it a listen. Yeah, it's called Ride Untitled. We'll add this to the playlist. This is by Ed5183. Yeah. Yeah, first tune for Ed5813. Nice. Oh, Jim. Hey, thanks. Yeah, nice. This is I checked this out briefly when I was. This is great. Yeah, I love this bit. Sparkyoptrics, I agree. Yeah, sick edits in this like textural stuff. Yeah, really good. That was Ed5813 Ride Untitled. I'll just share that in the chat here. So we've got a record of this. If you're watching this back afterwards, I'm just putting links to everything in the chat. I probably will get around to doing it in the description at some point. Lot of love for that. Yeah, Jim. I think it was Jim Edward in the chat. Yeah, I've got a lot to talk about to that one, I think, specifically to the issues or the what you'd put in the submission form, Jim. If you don't mind me calling you Jim, but like this totally sounds finished to me. If anything, it sounds like there's potentially there's too much stuff going on. As in, you've probably come back to it numerous times and just added more stuff to it, which is I've done with tunes many times myself. I've kind of come back to it after a few years, and so, you know, some tracks are just they always elude you, and they're never meant to be finished in a way. They just kind of they're all over time. I've got very comfortable with the fact that I won't finish everything, and there's some tunes that I might come back to years down the line and still never finish. You know, it's just like I there was a time where that used to prang me out, and I hated not finishing stuff. But actually, it's part of being a musician, being an artist, whatever you want to say, is that there's lots of experimenting where stuff just doesn't work, or it's not meant to be finished. It's meant to be an experiment, or it's meant, not saying that that's happened with this, it's just pertinent to what you mentioned in your comment about it, coming back to it after some years. So I agree. I think all of the individual layers sound really interesting. I love the rhythm, I love the drum pattern, I love that big kind of like really like low-endy kick drum sound you've got, almost like, you know, sounds very modern, like kind of Object or something like that. This huge kick sound, really, really nice. The bass. Do you know? For me, it's almost like that is the bass. That almost is probably enough low end with, so that I know the bass kind of comes in here, doesn't it? I would say like what I like, and I can only speak for myself on what I would want from hearing this tune, but like I love all the textual elements, I love the groove, I love that the synth sounds and stuff. But like this bit here is the tune to me. This whole thing, I could see that totally kicking, like going off in a club, really. Without anything, without all this stuff before it, really, you know. Maybe that section is a bit of like an A-B to kind of lead people into it, but really, like, I could see that totally kicking off this section. So potentially sounds like the bass might just be, you could, if it has been doing your head in for a while, it could sound like the notes maybe aren't quite on the pitch they need to be with what's going on in the dun 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 dun. It's like almost like you want it to follow that kick pattern, like really less is more, and like all these like textural drum elements. I'd almost have them happening kind of less and more as an accent type, almost like fills, like drum fills. You just have these like textural elements that really strip it right down to the drums and that melodic idea. This thing, this is sick. Like one thing I've kind of learned over time, I'm still guilty of going the opposite way, is like you like a really pairing stuff right back to like two things in a tune. It's so hard to do, but like often it's so what is needed. And for me, I can perhaps hear that because it's not my tune, and that would be like what I would want to do with it if Jim sent me the projects and said remix it. That's what I would do. That's a lot of space for feedback in that one, because you've almost got like free tunes in this one with all the different synth sections, and they're great and the parts are great, and I know that like there can be a feeling to like hold on to them because you've invested, like the sunk cost fallacy. You've kind of they're in the tune now and they work. That doesn't mean that everything can't just be stripped out, and it can go right back to that little synth line. You almost get too attached to things when you're working on something. You really do. And you don't want to, you're like, I can't get rid of that. It took me so long, and like it works. And it's like, well, you can just, and I don't mean to say that as in like, you should. I'm talking to myself really when I say all of this stuff is like, I know in the past I've listened back to things that I was precious about years down the line and thought, why did I leave that thing in? That just doesn't work, or it's not needed. Oh, funny. Yo, Newtype, how are we doing? Yeah, big tune to kick things off. That's all right. Yo, 404, how's it going? Yeah, big tune, Newtype, as always. A lot of love for it. Never delete anything, but definitely take it out of a tune and shelve it for sure. Like, but Jim, I think this is a big one. Like, I would, I like this. Din, din, din. You almost got like, you've got the kick drum, that big like, you've got the kind of skippy break thing going on. You could almost just have that as the intro with that ARP thing. And then this abrupt cut here is quite cool actually. This. I feel like something's going to happen, I almost would be tempted no drums, straight into this thing with no drums. Yeah, that's great. That's so good. I can see that just totally destroying the dance floor. Totally. 404 grandson. Where yeah, I hope your day's going well. Hope work's over soon. But yeah, no, Jim, thanks very much for the submission. I think this is the first one from you, but I'm really liking I love the flavour and mood of that one. That's really cool. Kind of reminds me of like a Liberty Sound tune or something. Nice and futury kind of sound system-y. Really good, really good. Okay. DJ Fuzzy Logic, we're on to you. So DJ Fuzzy Logic is like a prolific. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this. So I got some comments on this one as well. Okay, yeah, pleasure, Jim. Okay, so DJ Fuzzy Logic. We have got. I feel the tune's vibe, but sense something is missing to take it to the next level. More melodies, counter melodies. Bass switch up between drops, different kind of bass, open to suggestions. So this is Future Dubs 2024 version 0.2. So let's stick this in the chat so we can all go and drop DJ Fuzzy Logic a follow. Cool, let's go. This is good. This is wicked. That's a great kick drum. Yeah, nice one. So that was DJ Fuzzy Logic, Fuzzy Dub 20, Fuzzy Dub, Future Dubs 2024. Yeah, so I'll just remind us all of. I think Fuzzy's a great shortening of this, but yeah, Fuzzy's comment, which was, I feel the tune's vibe, but sense something is missing to take it to the next level. And they've suggested more melodies, counter melodies. Like, I suppose this is an interesting perspective because it's like something's missing. Or Fuzzy says he senses there's something missing, but to me it sounds like everything's in there. Potentially there's too many things in there. And this is me giving feedback in the wrong way, in that I've heard quite a few tunes from DJ Fuzzy Logic now, and again, like a lot of producers in the community, it's really diverse output. A lot of kind of dubsteppy stuff, some jungly stuff, and some like ambient sounding things, and quite melodic, quite a smorgasbord, diverse range of influences and things coming together in tunes. I feel like the name's quite suitable actually for the music that DJ Fuzzy Logic makes. And yeah, this certainly sounds like a mashup of many things, like kind of dub and dubstep and acid and almost like electro-y sections. I really like all of the ideas that are in here, and the vocal elements and stuff like that. But maybe there isn't. I don't know if I would say that there's necessarily something missing. Often I find that there's everything in a tune. Often, like really, if you listen back through some of your tunes, any of us here watching this, anyone who makes music and watch, like any music producer, I'm sure you could say that there's probably things you could take out. There's probably things that you don't need in there. And there's probably, like one good thing is if you go, I often mention this, but if you're at the supermarket or something, they've got music playing, like you can often only ever hear like 1 or 2 elements, 3 elements. And yet you can tell what song it is, and often that's because it's got a vocal in or something like that. But it doesn't always necessarily have to be that way. And I suppose it's a bit like finding a hook, which you don't always need, but and just kind of zeroing in on exactly what the track is about. What is the thing? What is the thing you would hum to someone if you're saying, oh, that DJ Fuzzy Logic Future Dubs tune, the one that goes, what would you do then? And I can think that I can think of all the electronic music I like, and nearly, even something like if I kind of hum to you like, da 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 da, you'd probably all know what I was meant by doing that, or maybe you wouldn't. But like, and that's like an ambient piece by, Aphex Twin. Mm-hmm. It's got that kind of thing, isn't it? The thing that you'd want to, the hook, if you like. That is definitely the hook. This definitely has a thing in the sense it's got a drop and like things that are coming back, and you kind of you're wanting that drop. But maybe there's maybe rather than it missing something, it's needs to have something taken out of it. So I would probably just decide on what you think is really the main impetus of the song, and what is the thing that people, like elevator pitch style thing. Like if you had to play this to someone, you had a minute, what bit would you play of it? That's probably the thing that could unfold a little bit more, unless it's a more experimental tune and none of this really applies. But I don't think, to me it sounds like nothing is needed, nothing needs to be added, but rather some stuff can be pruned. But really, loads of really interesting ideas in it, and there's loads to choose from. So, got some crazy. go for a ciggy. Craziness in the chat. Lil Dewey on Twitch. Yeah, hit me up. Okay, right. Let's go. But great effort from DJ Fuzzy Logic, and like I said, there's loads of really interesting ideas in there. And the hard part now is not what you should add, but what you should take away. That is equally as difficult as what does it need? You know, what doesn't it need, or what should it not have? Great, yeah. And I think like Jimmy said it. This is my favourite part. DJ Fuzzy Logic, bang on the money, I think. Yeah. I think be ruthless. Be totally ruthless. Getting that one idea, you know, that one idea, maybe something else, and like just make that the thing. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's hit up Lego Island DJ. I think this is calm, right? Lego Island DJ was the okay. This is by Care, the artist Care, and I've really liked all of Care's stuff. So this one's called. This is a private tune. DJ Fuzzy Logic Pleasure. Yeah, it's great to have the minds. It's great to be able to access so many people's like tastes and kind of opinion. I think the main thing is just like providing constructive feedback, isn't it? That's actually ultimately you can put anything you want in a tune and you can say that's finished, and that is, you know, that is your music, as it were. And that is the power you have as an artist or as a music producer, is that you can make the world as you see fit. Okay. Enough philosophizing. This is Lego Island DJ Shopping Mall. Yeah, last tune from Care. Sorry, Lego Island DJ is the artist name here. Shopping Mall. It's a side project under the name Lego Island DJ by Care. Currently working on a little tape of 5 jungle tunes and 5 two-steppers. So I think we've had tunes from Lego Island DJ before, and it was quite euphoric, like ravey tune that I really enjoyed. Might not be public, but Care is like if you'd have played that to me without seeing who it was, I would have had a guess it was Care. It gives me like kind of like again, this is another YouTube channel I like to follow, like Zero Futurism or Midwich Music, which is like Silent Hill inspired, Resident Evil ambient mixes. And this gives me that vibe every time I hear like Care stuff. It kind of gives me the vibe of like of Silent Hill or something like that. And I can see why people like send these tunes to me, actually, because I think this is the kind of the thing that most of my stuff sounds a bit like as well. Ned Rush, you're definitely not on call. You're the coolest, man. Like, I think the thing is that the internet is just full of stuff, isn't it? And you can just fall down a rabbit hole. Honestly, Safe Room Core, RCS. Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, that Safe Room Core. So I love that kind of thing. These are all like my secret influences, and definitely Zero Futurism and Midwich Music are two great. I think Midwich Music, they all make their own ambient stuff, and it's just great for like working. Zero Futurism, yeah, like November Day, Silent Hill inspired, and like liminal space stuff. Yeah, I'm so into this. But Midwich Music is really good as well. And a channel I definitely recommend. Midwich Music. Yeah. Great Silent Hill inspired. It's all original music, but great. Yeah. It's 4 a.m. and you're all by yourself. Safe From Core definitely is it a real genre? It could well be. That's the kind of thing that it is, and it's perfect to work to because it's just like one chord. Yeah, man, you don't need to know about all this stuff. You just need to figure out, you just need to focus on destroying Ableton. Okay, right. Well, that was a beautiful tune, really, and very I love the title, Shopping Mall. Very characteristic of Lego Island DJ. Again, great name. Love the chords. Love the breaks. Like Ted said, Ted had a good post there that was something like, what did he say? This is dead in my slot. Confusing, but not silly. I think that's kind of bang on the money. Get some crazy comments on Twitch, but yeah, no, really, really great. Love the kind of breaks and the like. It sounds a bit like Safe Room Core meets Phoenician snares or something. Maybe not that crazy, but like or that level of break switchery. But definitely like intricacy in the breaks. But then they're not insane, And the classic jungle sounds to kind of tie it to a thing. It's quite a clever use of sounds, and I really like everything I've heard from Care because it sounds like an artist just kind of exercising free abandon and just making exactly what they want to. So yeah, very nice atmosphere and vibe. Those chords are driving it for me. I agree. Yeah, wouldn't have known you had breaks coming in. No, I was like, oh, is this going to be an ambient piece? You know, and then so no, I completely agree. It kind of threw me. Yeah, the drums definitely are the drums are providing the almost like the kind of the flow, aren't they? Really, with the chord, with the static chord background. Very nice tune. I feel we should press on. So. But that's Care. Definitely give Care a follow on SoundCloud. Pumping the tunes out here as well. It's always what we like to see. Okay. So Lord Timothy Dexter. I tell you what, like Lord Timothy Dexter, are you in the chat? Capellic, are you in the chat? Victor, are you in the chat? Because I'm tempted to like go to the people that are in the chat first. Like Wist, I've got you next as someone in the chat. Then it would be potentially Williams Mix. Well, we could go to Timothy Dexter then. Come on, let's go. This is Infectious. Just see if I've got any comments. I think it's the artwork that does it for me. Comments. I guess, is it finished, Hugh? Question. There's a question mark at the end of that. I'm pretty much done with this tune, but suggestions are always welcome. The track is in the nitpicking phase. I plan to submit this to the next compilation from a net label some days later. Okay, so we'll give this this is Infectious version 3. Hi Kai, great. Okay, that's good. Thank you for confirming. very good. A lot of love for that one as well. I think someone. Oh yeah, just to say, just to highlight Ned Rush's comment about having a whole Lord Timothy Dexter audio-visual set streaming this Saturday for More Kicks and Friends. I think it's the Christmas special, is it, Ned? Is that right? 21st on Ned's channel. I've been on More Kicks and Friends a few times. That did big things for me. I couldn't think of a better way to spend a Saturday evening watching that, actually, so close to Christmas. That would be good. Yeah, so big tune from Lord Timothy Dexter. It's completely different to the last one that I heard by them. 8 p.m, 21st, More Kicks Than Friends on Ned Rush's channel. With a special new co-host. Can you say any more to that, Ned? Just coming back to this, I guess it's finished to you, question mark. I mean, what does it sound like, chat? It sounds, I'd say from what everyone was saying, it sounds finished. Okay. Ned Rush, yes, it's me cloned with AI. Oh, it's that. It's okay. So, right. That would be good. Ned sent me like an AI version of himself that you could talk to. And it was pretty weird. And you could get it to tell you jokes and see, what do you like to drink? I like nothing more than to have a nice couple of pints of lager. Oh, God, yeah. It will be horrific. That's it, yeah. What, are you just going to be driving the controls or something? What are you going to be doing? I like nothing more than a nice couple of pints of lager. That's what... Actually, it says a couple of pints of ale. I was like, he doesn't drink ale. He's not an ale man. I like nothing more than a nice couple of pints of ale at an English pub. Oh, yeah. It's like he's a lager man. He drinks lager. Right. Back to this tune anyway. Infectious version 3. I think I'm pretty much done with this tune, but suggestions are welcome. The track is in the nitpicking phase. I mean, I don't know what else you could do to this. I completely agree with everything the chat said with it about the kind of the bass line and the groove and the glitches, and love this end section. The octave down. It's got that it's got like the real, like the dubsteppy feel with also kind of like choppy, quite double tempo things going on as well, like IDM-esque stuff. So and love the kind of bass line. Mix sounds cracking as well. I guess my only comment would be, yeah, it's only 3 minutes 54. You could maybe maybe the breakdown could be half as long, just to deliver back on that drop afterwards. And maybe this end section, I don't know, I always have for me it's always, I feel like I've cheated a bit if I just do like quite a short bit at the end before I end the tune. It feels like I've kind of not really delivered on post breakdown. That's just my personal thing, and I'm not saying it happens here, but yeah. Yeah, really nice textures. Great sound world. Can't really fault it, to be honest. I mean, honestly, I listen to some of these tunes and I'm like, you know, these should be out there. They're 10 passing. I feel maybe there could be some development after that second drop, and that could potentially be made a bit easier by having a short breakdown. You know, we get this lovely new idea introduced, and actually maybe this is something, we get this really nice idea introduced, and I kind of want to hear more of it and hear that develop slightly. But of course, you then you come into the issue of like once you've dropped back into a section and you're building it up again, you're introducing new parts. You know, where does it go from there? You know, you're going to take it down again. Is it what? These are difficult creative decisions to be made. One other comment was, I'm pretty much done with this tune, but suggestions are always welcome. The track is in the nitpicking phase. Like I find, like if you get yourself into that position that like if you think that always happens, or for me this always happens, where I could just keep working on something and work it into the ground if I'm not careful, but when I get like, I can sense that it's almost there, I leave it a few weeks, I completely forget about it, I work on other things, and then when I come back to it, I can just hear immediately the things that are stopping it from being ready for me to release. And sometimes I say to myself, well, can I live with those things? You know, can I live with those things being unchanged if I just put it out now or send it out now? And, you know, sometimes I can. I just leave things in that I wanted to change as a good exercise. That I don't always need to control everything. I can leave some things unfinished. MKU. Well, yeah, this can be it. Okay, right. So Capellic, we're in the chat, yeah. So I tell you what, I'm gonna have to just disappear for one moment, people, but I'll be back. So next up we got Capellic. Don't know why that's not working. I'll leave you with some music. Hey, I'm back. Thanks for your patience. Where are we? There we go. Yeah, just taking a short amen break. Okay, so next up we've got Capellic. I've just got a Google Drive for this one. This is called There Is No Such Thing, and we got some comments on this one. Fader above zero. so you know, like, was I doing it up here? Yeah. I know that is bad. I've got a limiter on, and like this is, I check that this doesn't go above. I like to live dangerously, you know. Okay. Capellic. I'm interested in getting some feedback from you. Arrangement, mix, the music. So, okay. Short and sweet. Let's go for it. This is called There's No Such Thing. And this is just a Google Drive link that I've got here. So, no SoundCloud. Might take a moment.
People are always thinking when it comes to education, career, choice of partners, marriage, at various points, what is the best thing to do? Let me tell you.
Very pertinent comments, chat. Very good. good, this bit. It's good. DJ Fuzzy Logic, I agree with you about the bass, yeah. This is cool. This thing. Is that skull snaps? Skull snaps, it sounds like potentially to me.
There is no best thing to do in the world.
Nice bit of sad guru here. I think dance music is best when there's a hint of fret. I completely agree. I always like that feeling like at clubs where there was an edge. Like it wasn't, there are lots of different people there, and there are people that like, from, there was a slight sense of fret from, not from people necessarily, but from where the night would go and what would happen and what states people would get into. And it was this slightly grit to things. That's what you need on a good night, a good club night is like a slight sense of that's why I like grimy clubs and like tunnels and stuff, because they're just much more threatening. Warehouse vibes. Yeah, grimy. I think Ned Rush, you said like the noir drum funk. It certainly gives that to me. I remember a few nights in Bagley's warehouse that were not metaphorically threatening. Yeah, we've all been there. Not in Bagley's warehouse actually. I've never been, but yeah, I've got lots to say to this one actually. So yeah, I'm totally into this vibe at the moment. And it's kind of what I try to channel, but often it ends up just sounding like sci-fi and deep and spacious and everything. But I really like the break. What break is it? Is it Skull Snaps or is it Life Could by Rotary Connection? Can anyone tell me what that break is? But I love the kind of, I love the break. I love the bass line that came in, or the idea of it. To me, it was a great idea, but it wasn't quite delivering in terms of like the pitch maybe like the actual, like the sound itself, like that kind of it could have been lower, potentially an octave lower, potentially a different sound, like for a pitch drop, something that's going really low. In fact, it felt like everything kind of sat quite mid-rangey, and there could have been more low end, but like more, and not necessarily from a mix perspective, like by boosting things, but by actually having like a sound that is in that register of things between 40 hertz and up to 100 hertz or whatever, something really quite subby, giving the bottom. The kick drum was doing it at points, but something more to support that. And I also thought maybe that came in it could have come in sooner. That idea, I really like the Sadhguru sample. That was really cool and really worked. I like the kind of the kind of distorted, claustrophobic radio-esque, speaker-esque, overdriven textures and processing, even on like the sample as well, even on the vocal sample. There was some really good bits where there were like high strings. I don't know if someone like the Stabs actually worked from a tuning sense. I know, of course, like things don't necessarily always, you can have just a sample that's a chord that won't always be in key when it goes up or down. But sometimes I find things can just sound a bit too clashy in a way that isn't necessarily like these chords, maybe these ones. Like maybe I like one of them, but I think like the stepping down or moving that sounds sick. That's really cool. Maybe something like low and beneath it. But overall, love the vibe of this one, and this is like a kind of thing I tried to make myself as well. I would say maybe some of the sounds are a bit pushed, a bit too distorted. And like I find the more you just like, it can be really satisfying to distort like breaks and stuff like that, but sometimes they can lose a bit of their dynamic range by doing that, and therefore like their impact and that's just a personal opinion, but I definitely dial down my distortion sometimes on breaks because it's just too toasty. Sad Mule Kai, thanks very much. So Kai, was that your tune? I hope that was useful. I think like conceptually it's on the money. I just like the break and the other components are working really well together. I'd just be tempted to explore more bassed sounds. Like I think one thing that you did really well was like less is more. It's definitely less is more going on in this. It's not cluttered, and that's really good. It's to the point. It's concise, which is what you want in this type of tune, I think. And ultimately, those tracks always work better on sound systems. This is one thing about having music that might sound, is that making that like, depending on what its function is, really, if you're going to be playing at a club, it can be very quickly for stuff to just get, there's too much going on, but not with this one. Sadhguru is like he's like an Indian spiritual guru, and he's still alive, and he's quite famous, and yeah, he's written various books and stuff, and there's loads of stuff on YouTube of him talking and things, and he's pretty good at some of his stuff. Yeah, I'd love to hear this on the system. I'd say that's one thing. If you do have the opportunity ever to go somewhere where you could hear your music on a really loud club sound system, it's a great learning curve. And I mean something that's got big subs, something you can really hear the impact of the bass. It will teach you so much about the music you're making. And I still take my tunes to stuff like that, and I'm still wanting them to be. I still want them to sound sick on a sound system, and it's so hard. That's so hard to do. Mainly because of like mix and probably too many too much stuff going on in the tune, which is why I always kind of like champion less is more. That was really good. Really like that, and it's nice to have a few new producers submitting stuff as well. Not that it's, it's great that there are new people coming in and sending stuff. So that was Capellic. There is no such thing, and I haven't got any other links for that. Yeah, but Kai, totally big like tune, brilliant vibe and stuff, which is the hard thing. Okay, next up we've got 3000. So I'm just responding on Twitch to this one. Submissions are closed for this one, unfortunately, just because I've potentially got more than I can listen to even now. So, but I do these probably every other month. So I don't actually advertise them on Twitch, but if you keep an eye out on YouTube or on my Discord, if you head to Discord, hopefully the link still works on Twitch. Let me know if not. And next time you can submit something. And so it's kind of like every other month. If you got something to send for next time, that'd be great. Okay. Right, next up we got Victor. Victor's given me some good comments as well. I'm just going to read through those first. My name is Victor. I'm Parisian. I hope you don't mind me reading these out, Victor. My name is Victor. I'm Parisian, 41 years old, passionate about music. This is a Dojo. So this track has been made in one afternoon on Ableton 12 during the weekend. Couldn't get more deep inside rhythmics because not enough time. Looking for a label which would be interested in this kind of stuff. I'm also a DJ for more than 20 years, but not in this style, so don't have any concept in this kind of music. And as the track is not for the club, it's hard to find a music label to release it. You'll find some public tracks, so if you find more convenient for your stream, please do not hesitate. Yeah. I'll leave the rest of it. So, okay, this tune is this is called Dojo 111. Right, let's give this a spin. don't know why this is happening. So I think this is R key, yeah? Am I right? So sorry, I don't know why why the tune keeps cutting out. Sorry about that. Yeah, big up. That was Victor Dojo 111. I think there was some great stuff in the chat about that. What did Pretend Passing said? It's like drill and bass hop. It gives me like footworky vibes. Yeah, it totally sounds like a kind of footwork tune, like lots of mashed up samples and kind of lots of just exploring the rhythms of samples. So let me just go back to this. Couldn't get more deep inside the rhythmics because not enough time. It sounds like totally rhythmically developed to me. And I really love anything that's got these kind of like chopped up rhythmic samples in, like anything footworky. Would that be a fair approximation to say it's a kind of footwork tune, kind of, where it's certainly giving me that vibe. I don't know, with one thing with that kind of stuff is like often it's the simplicity that really brings it, and kind of just exploring like you said, the rhythms of the different samples that you've got going in. I kind of like the fact that it goes more rhythmically complex and almost chaotic towards the end. I like the little vocal sample and the kind of guitar-y sounds you got chopped up in there. So like in terms of, like, I'm just going back to what Victor said about this. It's hard to find a music label to release it. I'd say, yeah, I mean, I'm probably, like, in truth, I struggle with the same thing. I would say that, like, labels just kind of, I wouldn't necessarily know which label to put anything to that I made. And I don't know, part of me always thinks like I'd rather just a label found me than me sending stuff. And I think a question, Arky, is like, have you got more tunes in this vein that you could back up this one with as well? That's always a consideration with sending to a label, like, especially if it's a new sound that you're working on, is like, do you actually have the chops in that genre to kind of back up more releases in that vein? But I don't know, it would definitely be something worth exploring, even on like Bandcamp, just like footwork labels, modern footwork labels, because it certainly gives me that flavour. Who needs labels these days? I mean, this is a very true point. I would say, like, you've got like a pretty decent following here on SoundCloud that you've got enough to kind of promote to your own audience. But yeah, I'm kind of akin to agreeing there, Ned, is like, I'd rather kind of, to me, it's more important to like connect with everyone here, and for people to kind of, discover me by just opening up my music making, just doing music making on YouTube, and just find me that way. And it's yeah, I think there's many ways that you can get your music out there now that aren't necessarily trying to find a label that's gonna respond and gonna work with you. I can think of other producers who I've got in the submissions tonight, like Sunyata, Emil, if you're in the chat. I know you've been like hammering labels with your tunes as well, which are probably more in this vein of stuff, like closer to this tune, this tune. And I don't know, Emil, could you offer any? Are there any labels that kind of, this more like modern kind of footworky sound? We should have something on Discord that's like label suggestions and stuff, because I'm definitely not the person to ask, I don't think. But I thought that was really good, and if that's like your first foray into that kind of thing, then I think it's like, if you've been DJing for 20 years, that's a hell of a lot of experience to put into a track anyway, even if you've never made that kind of genre before. So really, really good effort. Emil, fair enough, thank you. It is a very rich discussion, probably beyond tonight's conversation, I feel, about like how labels are going to look in like the next 20 years, really. Sam's label, yeah. What's his one called? 160. What's it called? Fast Tunes or something, is it? Fast Tunes. But to me, it's almost like fast tracks. Yeah, fast tracks. Victor, if you head to Discord and hit up, I think his handle is Teo. It was Fast Tracks 160, but he removed the 160. Start your own label. Yeah, these are all great suggestions from the chat. I mean, in terms of the tune, like for something like this, my advice would be write loads more like it, because it sounds like you're exploring a new sound, and you've probably got potential to develop that more, and to just keep practicing. If it's a new thing you're venturing into, then I would think, for me, it would be more about for me, the priority is always the music, and like the thought of even releasing it is kind of secondary. And I feel like if you can say you're really focused on this sound and you really want to explore it, rather than just aiming for a release, then I think that's the way to go, is to focus just more on writing more in this vein, and just write 30 tunes like this, and then pick the best one. If it's a sound you're consistently making and exploring, and you feel like you're making progress with and growth, then might be the time to think about putting it out there. Thanks, Neil. I think a label can be good if it's wholesome, collective, but I think if it's just business, there's no advantage to be independent. There is an advantage to be independent. I completely agree. Yeah. I think definitely like the best thing I've done was those tape compilations with our colleges, because they reach a huge number of people on YouTube, and they're not official label releases, and some of those have already been released, the tunes on those tape releases. So, a label wasn't necessary. Good Street Records, thanks Jimmy. There was a comment on Twitch, from Kay Herstein. I see you have a drum and bass tag in your description. Are you producing drum and bass? I do. I'm actually just doing a track feedback stream this evening, though, so listening to everyone else's tunes. We have a broad range of stuff. So, yeah, but I thought that was really, really great effort, Victor. Thanks for the submission. And cheers from Birmingham. Okay, so next up we're on to Whist, and I actually don't think I'm going to get through to everyone, so I'm going to do a little yeah, because I probably got another 10 minutes in me before I. So Whist, are you still in the chat? Whist, Sunyata, and Arky, pleasure. Yeah, hope it was useful. Distant Lands, yeah. The Arcologies tape did that really did a huge that's the kind of thing that I would rather be involved with. So Whist is still here, Sunyata's still here, Caligari, we still in? Don't know if I'm going to get to everyone's tunes, that's the problem. I'm really sorry. I can usually do about 10 good. Okay, we'll jump into Whist. Yeah. Okay. And this is called The Promise. I'm just going to shut some of these windows, see if that sorts that thing out. Thanks, Williams Mix. Appreciate that. Yeah, if I can't get round to everyone, you'll be first up on the next one. Pretend passing. So true. Okay. I'm just going to download it. I'll just play it from iTunes. I was just reading your comments. Nice. Those are sick chops there. Sick. Yeah, that was wicked. So Wiz did give me some comments on this as well. This one came together very quickly. Kind of want feedback on whether it stays interesting enough throughout, whether the levels, particularly the bass, are okay, and appreciate feedback, and anything and everything really is useful. Haven't had time to leave this one long enough for my ears to become objective. Sorry I missed your comment about playing it early as well. I hope I haven't kept you up too late. Yeah, I love the chops in that one. They are really sick, to the point that kind of makes me want to copy you and do it myself. I really love that. It's really it's giving me like Sully vibes as well. There's some similar things on Unit, and yeah. So to respond specifically to your questions, I think yes, it definitely does stay interesting enough throughout. In terms of like the level of the bass and the break, I think maybe the bass is probably a touch loud compared to the break, and that's only because like I just love this intro. Great chords, nice vocal. Yeah, I think you could shave it down a touch, because I think it's like slightly obscuring the lower, the kind of like. I always feel you like want the break and the bass almost like as one cohesive unit, so they almost sound like one instrument. I really like what's going on with the bass lines though. That kind of warpy, nice. It sounds really contemporary, but also very of the genre too. I feel a big FOMO on this Amigo 2 trend. Get on the wagon, DJ Fuzzy Logic. Yeah, so I like responding specifically to those. I think it definitely keeps the interest. I almost kind of want to hear without the vocal that last drop, No vocal. And that will give you like, even just like taking that out and then bringing it back in again would give you like more variation. Do you know what I mean? It would just be from removing an element. Because like often, like one thing I hear in tracks of like other people's, and it's fine, but like I always just want to hear it go to the drums and the bass, to nothing. Like I love that kind of thing where it does that, and that's often what I think you hear in a lot of like producers that we all admire and look up to, is there will be nothing but that, maybe some kind of ambience or effect hanging over. But yeah, I think you've totally got all the elements in here. That break work with the bass line is really compelling. I would just be tempted to spend a little bit more time leveling, potentially bring the bass down literally a dB and a half maybe, and just try removing the vocal from sections, and maybe go dig into that amen and do some more chops in different ways, because you've got like I really love that drilling snare sound. Just maybe switch it up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Just like do something really basic that doesn't change the groove too much, but gives a sense of it being different. But yeah, sick, on point. I can see why people, sometimes I feel real affinity with the music I get sent, because it sounds like the kind of thing that I make too, and I think this is a case in point. Really good, really nice track list. Loving it. Great to hear another one from you. Otherwise, I couldn't comment. Love, like, very tasteful use of the dub sirens there. So Yeah, well, we're on 10:30 now, so I'm really sorry, but I'm probably gonna have to cut it short here. Only because I've got a 10 is like kind of the sweet spot really. So I'm Emil, Williams Mix, Caligari, Sparky Optrix. I'm really sorry, but I think I'll have to leave these to next time. Oh, my Alexa's going off. 1 sec. Alexa, stop. Yeah, pleasure, Jimmy. Ted, I hope, but yes, just to go back to before I sign off for the evening. Ted, did you want to? Ned Rush is going to be playing in London at one of Ted's nights, so it's worth plugging that here to everyone here. I'd be happy to happy to put something else out about that, Ted, as well. Alexa, open the bay doors. Do you know what she was reminding me? She was reminding me to cancel SoundCloud Go, which is what I got, so I won't get any ads. Because I got a 30-day free trial. Yeah, Guitar Guy Will. Sorry I couldn't make it to Williams Mix. You'll be the first one up next time. First one out the doors will be Williams Mix and Sunyata. Sunyata would probably finish another 20 tunes by the time I get around to it. Same for Caligari. Same for everyone, really. Great output. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. I just want to give a shout out to my... Yeah, pleasure. Shout out to my patrons. I haven't got anyone new to shout out, actually, but yeah, thanks for everyone who supports me on there. If you're interested in that stuff, there's links in all the usual places. Got a big drop of it bass racks that are coming tomorrow on there, so you can actually just go and sign up as a free member to follow along, and I think you get notified when I post on there. If there's something you want to sign up to grab, you can, and then leave. But yeah, go and check it out. I post on there pretty regularly, twice a month if I can, with useful stuff, and as many downloads as I can ping over. So okay, yeah, Ted Rosner, Melting Point, Ned Rush, 1st of February at Quarters Peckham from 7 o'clock. It's a little concrete bunker in South London. That just sounds... Doesn't that sound perfect? Who wouldn't want to see Ned Rush in a concrete bunker in Peckham on the 1st of February? That's a Saturday. 4 Quarters Peckham. Ned Rush in the house. Ted, I'd be glad to post about that on wherever, you know. Jimmy, yeah, you should go. You should definitely go. Pretend Passing, we'd love to have you. Yeah, 4 Quarters, that's what the night's called, is it? Okay. Sick. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks my patrons. Thanks for all the tunes and really, really sick stuff tonight. You know, it's just kind of like, it's intimidatingly good, and you know, it just makes me think like, you know, we could just put together a massive compilation at some point. Ned, I'll do a set of 60 BPM breakcore. Okay. I've seen Ned a couple of times now, and he always brings the fire. Ned Rush, who can't do drops, supposedly. Yeah, cheers, Sparky Optrick. Sorry I didn't get round to your tune. Thanks for submitting something. Thanks, Ted, as well. You'll be on there for next time. So hopefully I'll do one in January as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for my schedule on YouTube. I'll be taking the next couple of weeks off, I think, over Christmas, but there's a video going live tomorrow here, and I'll try and put out some other stuff as well. In the meantime, no drops. No, big up, Ned, you definitely do drops. Thank you. I look forward to doing them. I wouldn't be able to do them without all the great tunes. You know, I get sent too many now, and that's mad. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for putting your head over the parapet and sending your music out there to be listened to, because it's not easy to do, to expose yourself in that way. So that is the first step. Before sending it to label or whatever, send it to me to play here, you know, to get used to the feeling of letting it go. I appreciate that, Ned. I might just put that could be a quote. All right. wholesome drum funk. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll wish you all the best for Christmas, everyone. Whatever you're doing, whether you're celebrating or not, and a happy New Year. And yeah, more of the same in 2025. More music. Lots of good stuff coming in. So. All right. Don't want to go really, but I'm gonna have to. Appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you around. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one.